Please read the disclaimer. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, money makers. We got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about the European Central Bank talking about Bitcoin. We'll talk about the current status of XRP. Where is the price of XRP right now? We'll talk about gold. We'll talk about the new potential Fed chairman. We'll talk about the CFTC, all these sexy words. All I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile to send out those good vibes. Even the market is down. I know we'll get to it. We'll look at the price action. Don't worry. But I think I'm going to flip a little bit the video today. We'll do first news, then price action, then graph, then we'll look at XRP. Don't worry about it. It's all good, man. It's all good, man. Right? If you've seen the show, watch it. If you haven't seen, Better Off Saul. I was thinking Breaking Bad, but then I remembered it's a different name, right? So again, beautiful smile, smash the like button. Let's try to get 2,000 likes on this video. It's been a while. It's been a while since you remember that song? Hold my head up high. Let's get into it. It's been a while since we had 2,000 likes on the video. I'm sorry for the singing. It was very bad and I forgot the words. I don't even remember who the band was. Let me know in the comment section down below. The ECB, the European Central Bank, said Bitcoin will not enter central bank reserves. European Central Bank president urges Bitcoin isn't liquid, secure, and safe. Enough for their balance sheet. Liquid, I don't know. Secure, okay. Secure and safe. Safe, secure, it's the same thing. I don't know. Of course, the European Union, which is maybe one of the most, you could say that they're anti-crypto in a sense because they're pushing hard for CBDC. I'm not surprised. And so those of you that live in the European Union, what do you think about this, right? I think most of you are from the Netherlands, some of you are from Germany. You know, there are from other countries, but that's where the chunk is. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about what she said here about Bitcoin? This is interesting. In 2019, Bitcoin topped 36 days before QT officially ended, topped June 26, QT ended August 1st. In 2025, Bitcoin topped 56 days before QT officially ended, top October 6th, QT ended December 1st. History sometimes rhymes, right? So this is, again, an interesting situation that we're having again, where some things are very similar now that we're looking back and we're saying, oh, right, this kind of makes sense. But is the market, which it happens sometimes, is it playing this way because of these things? Meaning, is it the premonition that's fulfilling itself because the market thinks that this is going to happen, so that's what's happening? Maybe. Right. Again, I don't know what the market is going to do day to day. Today, we got the Fed speaking at 8 p.m. Eastern time. That could shock the market. We have the whole Japan situation, which we covered earlier this morning, what was happening there, unraveling a little bit. But I've been, talking about Japan for the past few months and been warning over and over and over again about the Japan situation. It kind of like pops up every single time that their bond market kind of goes bananas. And so those are things that, of course, can affect the market day to day. Of course, everything we talk about in this video is only for educational purposes, entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Very, very important. By the way, if you haven't yet joined the free and open Telegram group, now is the time to do so, to join the community there. I give daily updates and things that, sometimes things pop in my head, and so it's not worthy of a video. But I'll share it there. So join now. The link is in the description. It's free and open to everybody. All you got to do is join. And so it will be very interesting to see what happens here going forward. We'll get to the price action in just a second. Don't worry about it. CFTC greenlights new spot crypto market. Bitnomial set to be the first U.S. derivative exchange approved by the CFTC to offer spot crypto trading after filing its self-certification last month. So where you see the European Central Bank and the European Union maybe going the opposite way. The U.S. government and the U.S. agencies, the SEC, the CFTC, they are going big time into the crypto market, supporting the crypto market. And, this just adds to my bucket of list of things that, make me, hot on the market for long term, of course. Again, short term, I don't know what's going to happen. But listen, you can always take advantage of the markets up and down. You can use leverage to, if you want, as an insurance position on the market. If you're interested, our partner BTCC will give you the opportunity to do so. You sign up using my link, you get that 10% juicy deposit bonus for your first deposit over 500 USDT, and you can potentially get bonuses up to $10,000 per user. Link is in the description down below. Please, please, please trade responsibly. Okay, that's another way to support the channel, another way to support me. We'll get to all this in just a second. I have a little bit more news. So this is interesting. Friday, it came out that there was a 50% chance that Kevin Hassett was going to become the next Fed chair. And, the market was very happy about this. Ooh la la, right? And it was getting all excited. And now it's popped to 77%, but the market is like, okay, we understood already that's high probability that it's going to happen. But, the future looks bright. Right now, not so much. Well, it's maybe bright red, not bright green. But again, we'll get to that in just a second. And this is very interesting. Gold is having its best year in nearly 5 decades. Gold has jumped 61% so far in 2025, setting up for its highest yearly gain in 46 years. 2025 is also on track of gold's 4th best year in the past 100 years. Most people, if you would have asked them 2-3 years ago, they say, oh, gold, it's boring. It's not sexy. It's not something that... But gold has been doing very, very good. A lot of it is pressure is coming from China, that they're accumulating a lot of gold there. Their people, right? They're citizens, and this is affecting the price of gold. And this, again, it shows us there's always opportunities in the market. There's always things that potentially can rally, potentially can, give good returns. And gold, so it's gold, silver also. Silver is doing amazing. So this is showing maybe the uncertainty of the market, right? Because people are investing in gold and silver. It's interesting that Robert Kiyosaki recently said he sold his Bitcoin, but for a long time he was saying, oh, get gold, silver, and Bitcoin, right? But recently he decided to change his tone. He's also been calling for a crash for the past few years, which hasn't really happened. So even people that are very successful, and a lot of my investing philosophy is based on his books. But even someone that is successful and has books and people that go by their philosophy doesn't mean that they know what the market is going to do, and they don't know exactly what happens. They can look at all the indicators and everything and try to nitpick and say, oh, this is it. And many times it doesn't happen, especially with people that are doomsdayers, right? That eventually they might be right, but they keep saying they're going to be wrong most of the time, right? So very, very interesting situation. Now, let's talk about the crypto market and XRP and where XRP is right now. XRP and general, the crypto market, not doing great today. XRP dropped down under $2 previously here at 198, came back up, but then pulled back again, sitting right around the $2 zone here for XRP. Ethereum also, Aether under $2, sorry, 3,000 at 2,700. Bitcoin at 85,000. Sol at 124. Like, these are levels that we haven't been, since about 10 days ago, right? Back in end of 20th of November. And before that, we haven't seen levels like this since April. For many of these assets, right? So again, this is something that we predicted. We looked at what had happened previously when Bitcoin had closed the gap and how the market reacted after that. So it's not that surprising, but again, nobody wants to see red unless you're short. Again, if you're short, then you're happy about the red, you're excited. But if you're long, then of course that creates a situation where the depression starts seeping in, and you're like, oh, will this market ever recover? What's happening? Some people might say it's a Cyber Monday deal, right? But this is not something that we haven't seen before. We've seen the markets pull back, and then they sometimes rally off of that. The question is going to be, where is the bottom? And that, I don't know what the bottom is. Anybody, you might get it, once in 100 times, where you're going to get the exact bottom and you open a position and it's exactly the bottom, or you open a short and exactly the top. It's happened to me in the past, but I've opened thousands of positions, so it's going to happen, right? um, I had one a while back where I caught XRP right at the bottom, but it doesn't happen every single time. So you have to be very careful with that, and remember that the markets are volatile now, but when the markets usually feel the worst, that's historically when it's been the best. Doesn't mean that we're at the worst right now. Maybe get more worse. That was bad grammar. But I'm still very, very bullish on the crypto market long term. Again, for me personally, I look at my portfolio, and unless I decide that I want to, liquidate everything and invest in something else, right? The numbers, the amount on the portfolio, it's irrelevant to me. And I've said this before. I say this also to my dad sometimes. He comes to me and says, "Oh, it's down." I say, I call him Abba. I say, "Relax, right? Relax." He's a lot more uptight than me. I say, "Relax." The numbers on the app, they don't matter, right? You know how much is down. You know how much you're up. You know your situation. You know your plan. The number. Listen, when you're small, if you go up down a few K, but when you're big and you might be up down a few M's, right? Then it affects you. It's hard. So I try as much as I can not to look at that number, not to look at the daily ups and downs, because again, unless I'm liquidating, it doesn't really matter. Okay. So again, this is just my 2 cents. This is how I try to look at the market. This is how I try to, help myself mentally, because I think that 80% of investing is psychological, right? 19% is technical stuff, knowing news, knowing technical analysis, knowing what's happening, knowing, how to use certain like leverage, how to use that. And 1% is luck. This is just how it is. I think that's and the mental part is the hardest part. And it takes time to master it. I don't think I'm a master, not at all. I'm almost 40 next year. I think I'll need at least another 20 years before I can really feel that I'm a master. They say it takes 10,000 hours. I don't know how much that is. I think maybe I got the 10,000 hours already. I don't know. But I think I need 30,000 hours at least. Just because the market is so much more complex and there's so many things that happen and everything's changing, and AI and the machines and the algos and everything is changing. The market is changing day to day. So it's very, very important to remember that. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, now is the time to do so. Join the Telegram group, follow me on X. All this is linked in the description. Check out BTCC if you are interested in leverage trading. Again, I will get a commission. It helps support the channel if you do use my links and not someone else's. So thank you for that. Drop a comment, 8 for infinity and beyond. And of course, the easiest thing is to smash that like button. Again, remember, video is for educational, entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.